I made a website for custom machining and routing in Racine, Wisconsin, and I want to show it to you. So basically, it gets started with my friend Barry Tate, who owns Tate Media. He is connected to in manufacturing space because a lot of times the media he does is for manufacturing. I do contract work for him for websites and other types of media production. And so Barry had a contact that he wanted to reach out and had this opportunity with a client across the street in the manufacturing vicinity that he is situated in. And we had a conversation, and it turned out they were looking for a new website because they had just done a merger with their company. So that's CMR, Custom Machining and Routing in Racine. And so they actually, their original brand was a company called Nelson Bros and Strom. And Nelson Bros and Strom was a manufacturer, custom machining manufacturer for many, many years, over 100 years. And they were bought out by CMR. And so this brand, this old site, as you can see here, has a lot of things, of course, that they had delivered for the many years that they had done. And so they wanted to bring not only their brand up for what they're going to present to the public for their new acquisition, but really try to pivot in a direction that was unique to the new owners of CMR, Custom Machining and Routing. And so we got together with CMR and we had a lot of different discussions. First and foremost, we started to nail down some early preliminary things in the design that they were looking for. They were looking for high quality to demonstrate that their work is high quality and big capacity. They wanted to leave the impression that on a traditional industry executives that CMR is undoubtedly trustworthy of their $100,000 or $100 million or $1 million work, and hence that CMR is an industry innovator in culture and practice. And really, they wanted to appeal to VPs of Fortune 500 and public manufacturing companies and next generation manufacturing companies. So what we did is we actually took a look at websites, a lot of different sites out there. They take a look at Ferrari's website as a manufacturer. We took a look at another one directly in their site, their industry called Stroig, and Titans of CNC. And so we took some of their website design inspiration for the way we wanted to position CMR as an expert in their industry. And so I designed an early preliminary things according to that. But before we could really get to the DNA of what really brings CMR, what makes CMR different, and how are they going to incorporate this legacy that they had acquired, we needed to get to the bottom of their vision, their mission, and their values. And they hadn't really written that as a new company who had just acquired an old legacy brand. And so I helped them walk through building their very own vision, mission, and values that helped them articulate from the core of their story, from the core of what makes their company different and unique and trustworthy in the industry itself, and really revolutionary, to be honest, even in listening to and comparing what they do professionally. And so we were able to articulate all of the different things that they needed for their brand, and then we brought that into the new website build. So initially, not only did they have this kind of old legacy style site, but they had kind of their own little refresh brand that they had. And so we jumped on, and this was on Squarespace, and typically I try to build in Wix because Wix gives us the most opportunity to do a lot of different great visual design things in particular that leaves that very polished professional impact in the animation itself. And so the site itself, I'm going to actually refresh here. This is my website. What we actually did is this is their site rebuild. So it has a video banner. It really takes the up a notch. It talks about these highlights. It has animation throughout, really highlighting the values as well as the professionalism, leaves that really high quality look to it. In the what they do, it really talks about how they specialize in all the different things that they do, and prioritizes the voice of the people and the expertise of the people that they have in the company. And that's one of the things that we do both at Tate Media, and then with what I do at Storyscape Design, is prioritize the people and the expertise that you have to build real trust and credibility in your industry. And so that's what we bring to the table. And so we helped them create this really high quality site that positioned them as the design expert that they were looking for. And of course, Tate Media did the primary videography that we used on not only the site, but we also did their social media as well. And I helped with the writing of the copy of the social media. And then we used the media assets that Barry Tate at Tate Media designed. And so this was a really great project. It was also a mobile friendly site, which is of course what you need in the 21st century. And so this was our build for CMR. It really brings them up honestly, when I looked at what was available in the industry, it doesn't really touch into this unless you're up at the Ferrari level. And so we really gave them a extremely high quality site that showcased them as an industry pioneer that hit their real target goals for how they want to portray their image to their industry and to the people that they would like to serve, and talks from the core of what makes their company great, which includes, of course, honoring the legacy of innovation and machining quality that has been a part of the early company that they acquired. And so then basically what I'd like to introduce you to is that idea of website design. Typically, what I do professionally is I work with conservatives who have an interest in bringing up their image so that they glorify God in the way they work and in a way that grabs the attention and audiences of the people that they need to serve, as well as connects their values and interests so that they actually grow to trust you as a brand, and by showing yourself in the process of what you do. And so I highlight that throughout my site, is how I'm going to help you become that industry leader, whatever industry you're in. It doesn't have to be in manufacturing. Whatever industry you're in, bring a site that really captures that essence, because your website is the cornerstone of your digital property. It really is the foundation of what you're doing online, and it's the bottom of the sales funnel that allows you to start to capture real leads and deliver people to an actual call to action for the things that you can do. And so it really needs to have a strategy that comes from your story, that speaks from the things that God has taught you, the pain He's brought you through as your individual company, as they're in their professional experience, and then as a company, and the purpose that you are pursuing, so that you help bring true value to the industry and to the people that you serve. And so highly recommend you take a look at my website that helps kind of spell out for you how I do this. You can see my logo designs if you need a new logo for your design. I help with identity design for logos. And you can see my current pricing for the background for pretty much mainly the stuff you put on a website, and the brand strategy being the foundation. Anything that's pricing on my video here could be have changed. Make sure to visit my website, Storyscape Design, for any updates regarding the pricing so that you get the right price. Don't just go off the pricing you might see in the video. So take a look at that. You can also fill out a custom quote, which will be able to show my form, and then actually fill that out. You can learn a little bit about myself and connect with me on the other social medias. And so if you're interested in website design that prioritizes your brand, helps you to really ideally showcase your story, the things that God has given you and your expertise, putting yourselves, your people, and the great advice and expertise you bring to the world at the forefront of what you do.